We are back with the Register of Deeds in Guilford County, Jeff Thigpen, answering all kinds of questions about anything that deals with flag and internments and land records and marriage and all kinds of things. You can text us your question. The number there is down at the bottom of the screen, 336-379-5775. Hey, Jeff, we have a question about what we just talked about, the Thank a Vet program. The person's asking, how does a vet get the Guilford Vet ID card?
They come to our office and bring their official DD-214, which is their discharge paperwork. They present that to us, and we record that so that they can have it on file if they need certified copies. And when they come in, it's a very quick process. We have a camera, and we just get some basic information about their branch of service and things like that, and make the card on the spot. Should take about 15 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's talk about now what people typically think about when it comes to the Register of Deeds. And a big one is property and deed fraud. So what is that? What are some red flags that we should notice?
Yeah, deed fraud is when real estate transactions that happen without the consent or knowledge of the property owner, and that involves, they can be forged documents, false signatures on documents. There can be impersonation fraud, misrepresentations, all those things, and coercion as well. And it's really that people don't have the legitimate, right in order to be able to transfer the property. And there are a number of definite things that people need to be aware of to be what I would call fraud smart related to all this.
Okay, and so let's talk about what folks can do to avoid that deed fraud, because there is something that they can do right there online.
Yeah, we have fraud alert that's been created where you can go to our website and just put in your series of name variations that may be used on legal documents in your name with your email address, and you'll get a free notification that will come to you by email if any transaction is done in your name. And you may actually, in the natural course of business, buy and sell a home. And you'll get, if your name's on file under that variation, you'll get an email confirming that's been done. So, deed fraud has been very helpful, because when fraud does happen, it's really important to understand and know as quickly as possible that something's been put on record without your consent.
All right, and so we want, excuse me, we want to make it really clear that when they sign up, they're putting their email address there. So that's where they're going to be looking if there's any kind of activity.
Yeah, well, they can, if they want to, go on our guilforddeeds.com website and research their name every now and then. But what happens with fraud alert is that you plug in as many name variations as you want to the your email address where you want those notifications sent to, and you'll get notifications whenever they happen.
All right, we got a question. Someone says, I've registered my DD Form 214 at the courthouse 20 years ago. Do I need to re-register for the vet program?
Well, they need to file it in the Register of Deeds office. And so 20 years ago, the Register of Deeds office was in the courthouse. So if they want to give us a call at the Register of Deeds office down here, we can check our records and see if it's already on file. And if it is, no problem. Just come on in and we'll take care of you.
Okay, I love this question because it's I'm sure this happens. After I had my baby, the hospital did not send our baby's birth certificate. What do we do, and will it cost us money?
Yeah, to get a certified copy of a birth certificate, it costs $10. You can go online, again, to guilforddeeds.com and also ncvitals.com, either one, and check Guilford County, and you can basically fill out the information and get the birth certificate sent to you that way. You can also come into our office and we'll provide it there for you as well from our 2 locations. And yeah, and we turn it around within 24 hours, so you should get it quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. We're back to the fraud and the Register of Deeds. What is the role of the Register of Deeds as it relates to deed fraud?
That is a really good question, because our role is primarily to record the real estate instruments, and we are very handcuffed in terms of what we can do with the documents when they're filed. We look at the signature, seal, and expiration date of the notaries, but in terms of the substance of the documents, legally, we're not given authority to do much of anything except in a very narrow way whenever it deals with something called a notice of denied lien. So if there's a document that looks like a lien, we can basically deny it and send it to the clerk of court's office, and they'll have a special proceeding to determine whether or not the document's legal. All right. Now, with that said, for all the other documents, when this fraud happens, we don't have the legal authority to reject many of these documents when they're filed. And many people think that we can. What we end up, and that's why fraud alert is so important, is because we're leveraging our data as soon as we get it in order to help the process, but we don't have the power to deny the documents. And then once the fraud happens, we can't just take it off. It has to come through a judicial process and a court order in order for that to happen. We all know in Register of Deeds land in North Carolina that process is not going to do for us going forward. And there are a lot of discussions going on right now about how we can make sure that we maximize our ability that if we identify and have a reasonable suspicion that these documents are fraudulent, we can do more than we're doing now. And in addition, that if it does happen, that we can quickly work with our court system and law enforcement to act quickly in order to be able to address the fraud itself.
And that's coming in the future. For now, you need to do that fraud alert because that's going to be the easiest and first way to make sure that you get help. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to check in with the forecast. We'll be back in just a minute.